Hey.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Brody.
My name is Lindsay.
Charles.
I wouldn't necessarily consider myself someone who is a fearful person.
Oh, nothing comes to mind immediately.
So yeah, I was thinking about this, and I actually have a fear of falling.
Slugs and snails, for sure.
Anything happening to my kids.
I guess my biggest phobia is being put on the spot.
I'm not really afraid of spiders or sharks or snakes, but anything happening to my kids and I just freak out.
It's not a fear of heights, but it's just like the act of actually like dropping.
I feel like mentally, I think I've got it under control, I think.
So I once had a dream, right, that it was like, I don't know, it's like falling from the sky into like the ocean.
There is a thing where I can't touch like phones or door handles. I don't want anyone else touching my phone. I can't like tie my shoelaces. I wash my hands so they bleed. But otherwise,
I think the one that really gets me is sometimes, we're walking home at night and I see like a really cool spooky alley. I mean, this looks like a really cool spooky alley, and we walk down it and it's like pitch black. I'm like, oh, that'd be awful. It'd be really awful if there was like somebody like right behind me, like right now. And they just, every step I'm taking, they're just matching it, and then the more I think about it, the more intensely it grows. And I really want to look behind. I know there's nothing there, but the more I think there's something, it's going to be worse if I look behind. There's something there.
I have a distinct memory of doing a 5-day camping trip through Canberra with a group of women, and on the last night we were staying in not tents, but tarps that were bound by a rope attached to 2 trees, and woke up in the morning and I had somehow managed to sort of roll out of the tent bibby thing, and my friend next to me was laughing, and I didn't know why until I looked down at my sleeping bag and I was absolutely covered in slugs, and I screamed really loud, and I ran away very quickly.
Like in a party situation or just a general social setting, everyone deep in conversation, I'm mingling, having a great time. Suddenly there's a question that's just directed at me. Everyone stops and looks. My mind freezes, my heart races. Suddenly I kind of feel like I'm pushed into a corner. Obviously there's no intentional aggression or anything negative from people. It's just the way my mind works. The only solution I often kind of rely on is to kind of flee and find a place where I can just kind of collect my thoughts and breathe.
I like spiders really. Yeah, like if I don't like touching people's hands, they have like 8 hands.
Is a fear of falling, like a fear of heights. Like I can go up like a high place and it's like, so that doesn't really bother me. But it's just the idea of, say, like when people were jumping off this rock into like the river, and it was like 5 meters up, maybe a little bit higher than that, and it's just the idea of falling and do it. Like it was freaking me out. I eventually did drop, but I wasn't able to jump. Like my body refused to. It just fell.
And now I genuinely feel like they're out to get me when they are around. They provoke a very uncomfortable, nauseating, soul-shuddering feeling in my chest.
I've had like nightmares about this in the past and all that kind of thing, and it's just, it freaks me out.
Germs, I don't know. It's just like I can't chill if I feel contaminated. If I feel like I'm covered in shit. I'm literally bathing in shit and lying in shit right now. I'm covered in shit and piss. I don't want to like go to sleep and like cuddle up my pillow and 'Cause I'm just like swimming in a septic tank essentially.
And it doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, I know there's no footsteps, but then I'm like, well, this person's supernatural. I wouldn't be here today if it did get me. So it hasn't got me yet, because I haven't turned around yet.
I have a real fear of coming home at night and the lights are out, the lights go completely out, I'm in a blackout. And then I get in the door and I can't see a thing and I have to go up my stairs and I have to feel my way and I freeze about halfway up the stairs because I think I cannot go, I can't touch the light switch because I'm terrified there's going to be a hand on it. I think somebody's hand is going to be there and it's like I'm going to feel my way, I'm going to feel all the way up the stairs. You've got like this, and I'm going to put my hand on the light switch and bang, there's going to be a hand there and I'm going to like be absolutely terrified.
I have an old dog, his name's Albert, and Albert is about 15 years old, I think, and he is getting quite old, getting quite sick. He had to get his spleen taken out about 2 weeks ago because it ruptured, and he survived the surgery, which was surprising, and we're very lucky. So I guess my fear is that because I don't live with Albert anymore, I moved out and Albert lives with my family. I have a fear that he will be so sick one day and he'll pass away and I won't be there when he does pass away. However, I have a plan, and that plan is to snip some of his fur, take a saliva sample from his tongue and store that in some kind of airtight sealed container so that when he does pass away, in 6 years time when, recreating organisms from their DNA is possible, I'll be able to recreate my dog Albert, and I'll have him all over again.
Hi Brody, so here I am trying to answer your question. It was a tough one. I have been thinking about it. What I'm feeling is that my deepest fear is that I would one day start hating myself. That is probably the deepest and biggest fear I got, to find reasons to hate myself for the things that I may end up doing. So I think I'm constantly watching myself in the world, especially in the roles that I perform with passion, like fatherhood, or being a boyfriend, or a filmmaker. I think that I'll start hating myself if I'm dishonest or corrupted in those roles. That frightens me. But I also fear that I may not hate myself and I just start liking the new dishonest, corrupt version of myself too. So that's basically not just one fear, that's two fears.
I have phobias. No interns.
True story.
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing.
No worries. I've got to go to therapy now. Yeah.